It's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Exodus, Exhibit B is what we're listening to. Democide, you tell me what it's pronounced. I don't know what it stands for. But all I know is that this record listen through, track 9 of 13 so far, is devoted to Lance. Alright, thank you and respect for putting this forward on the Patreon. It's been a real good ride so far. It's been a real good record. Let's go. Where we at? Underrated yet anthemic and even epic with its slow build-up, the catchy main riff, simple heavy verses and catchy chorus. Exhibit B is still my favourite post-comeback Exodus album. Yo, let me throw a curveball in here. This is going to be crazy to you Exodus fans and you Thrash fans. I've enjoyed this experience more than I did Bonded by Blood. I've enjoyed this more than their debut. I prefer the sounds, I prefer the riffs. Great riff. The legato and, you know, the style of riffage is so groovy. It verges on groove metal at times, and I actually argue it verges on tech as well. It just errs into it from time to time. That flicker on the drum kit there is so sick on the kick drum. Why does that picture have a holy Bible when there is no Quran? Hammer and sickle ignorance, says James Mullen. Because Gary Hall is a raging liberal. Somebody says BS, listen to honor killings. Someone said there should have been a bottle of prescription pills in one of the hands, a syringe in one of the others. And somebody says because it is self-criticism. You know what? I don't necessarily know the ins and outs of the artwork and, you know, the philosophy of the band and so forth. This James guy, obviously, you know, is biased one way or another, as a lot of people are. Disregarding he's purely pointed out the Quran, hammer and sickle and whatnot. I agree with him in the fact that a lot of people do. A lot of these metal bands do pick on Christianity. They claim to be anti-religious, yet they always seem to pick on the guy who doesn't fight back, if you know where I'm coming from. A lot of these acts are very frightened to point that they're anti-religious, covering the entire spectrum, but they always point the finger at the fella who doesn't fight back, which to me I perceive as bullying behaviour. And I'm not a Christian. I'm agnostic at most, you know. I don't believe in a particular religious theory or scripture, but I do think if you are going to be a metal band and sort of take the route of being this, you know, antichrist per se, you might as well attack everything and anything as far as the beliefs are concerned, because when you're just picking on the guy who don't fight back, you look like a bully, and I don't like bullies. So I, in relation to what that James guy did say, I agree to some degree, but not as far as him just pinpointing a certain couple of alternatives. I think the whole spectrum should be brought under question, as opposed to you just, you know, being a metal band. Oh, we have to hate Christianity, right, because we're a metal band. I think it's a very naive and ignorant, you know, perspective. It's a musical taste. You don't have to, and you know, such statements are I don't know. I digress. But you should know where I'm coming from, right? And as far as it being a self-criticism is concerned, maybe it is, but from first glance at the artwork, as somebody who doesn't know who every member of Exodus is and what their ins and outs are and what the writing really is concerning, you would perceive it as just like all of this weaponry and the Holy Bible being put there in what would you call it? Yeah, basically put within the same field as this other extremity. Yeah, you might as well have that one hand holding up anything and everything, because, you know, it's all tribal, isn't it? Everyone fights. Blessings and peace on planet Earth. That's what I advocate for. Which is a very good Toxic Holocaust tune. Apparently Exhibit A is of the same level. Very nice. Did that come just one album prior then, or were they both released at the same time, recorded at the same time? What's the insight? Better. 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 On his comment down below as well, just to finish off, he references hammer and sickle, and I didn't really comment on that too much because that's what political ideology is opposed to religious. So I think his own personal taste sort of got caught up there, whereas I suppose the other option was, relative to what we were discussing, and that's the usage of religious, imagery in the title. Or the cover, should I say, not the title, my bad. I didn't think that one was great. I didn't think that was a great tune. I mean, the riffs are all great, but as far as the song is concerned, it wasn't the best on the record. We've got the longest one coming up though, and it's got a surprising amount of views. We've really bumped up the view count on this one, so it must be really good. The Sun Is My Destroyer coming up next, alright? Yes.